subscribe, hit that notification button. Don't forget to share this video with your fellow veterans. Go ahead and unmute, DJ. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dwayne. I got a video for that, Kimball, and we got a special surprise guest. It's been like 2.5 years. You all been asking for him. He's been out in Nashville, Jamaica. He's been all over the world. Now we have him back on the channel. DJ, how you doing, DJ? Good evening. Welcome back.
Hey, it's good to be back. It's good to be back.
I think it's been about 2.5 years since you were on here before.
It's been a while, but I've been in the trenches. So
you know, I got DJ back on here. I was on my motorcycle. He was going down I-75 doing about $125 in his car. I jumped on that rocket, chased him down, said, hey, we got to get live tonight. People have been asking about you. I think the last one that we did, we talked about the mock CMP exam, and then we did favorable findings. Yeah, oh man, those videos are old. But hey, welcome back. Glad to have you on here. We got an awesome topic for you all tonight. We're going to be talking about the new administration. Is your VA compensation going to get cut? What are some changes? Okay, so we're going to be sharing. We worked at the VA. We were both Raiders, and we went through a couple administrations, several secretaries, and saw some changes. So we're going to be talking about that tonight. Let us know in the comment section where you all are joining in, or you joining in from. Also, I just want to give a shout out to a couple of our sponsors, Access Medical, Dr. Freeman, who is a veteran himself. If you need a DBQ and Nexus statement, medical, make sure you reach out to Access Medical, Dr. Freeman and his staff. Also, our second sponsor, if you need a mental health DBQ and Nexus, reach out to Dr. Carlos Garcia with Tampa Counseling and Wellness. Both of these individuals are versed and understand DBQs and Nexus statements. Also, they are veterans. I'm going to be dropping their information in the comments section. So, DJ, before we get started, I know some people are new to the channel. Just tell everybody a little bit about your military background, what you did at the VA, and so forth.
A little bit about me. If you want to read some more, just go to camd89.com, and there's some short bios on all of us. But me, I'm a Air Force vet. Air Force, I was air traffic control, retired as an air traffic controller, designed aerospace, was a TERPS, so instrument procedure designer, so that air route, that freeway in the sky that you guys travel, say if you're going from Tampa to Atlanta, New York to LA, you have to travel that freeway in the sky. So I helped design some of those for countries, not just in the US. And as far as the VA, retired Raider. So I was retired Raider. I was able to work various cases, whether it was special monthly compensation, whether it was aid in attendance cases, military sexual trauma, all sorts of cases that our veterans deal with now. We had to rate. We had to preview those. We had to assess the evaluations against the VA regulations and come up with a decision that would either grant or deny benefits.
Thank you, DJ. Definitely appreciate that. Actually, DJ and I, we worked at the same regional office, and I retired first, and he ended up retiring, and was like, hey, come on over, let's work together, and let's educate some veterans, and that's what we've been doing ever since then. So everyone, I'm going to be popping up some veterans questions. We're going to take some questions. Make sure you ask them now. A lot of people, they join in late and they say, oh, you didn't ask my question. This is only 1 hour. So let's just jump right into it. DJ, a lot of people have been reaching out saying, hey, RIVA our VA compensation. I got tongue tied.
Yeah.
Are they going to be cut? What are some of the changes? The new administration, I hear they're going to do this and I hear they're going to do that. In our time at the VA, we had several different secretaries. And I will say this. Each secretary came on board thinking they're going to change the world with the VA. And after 24 months, they will resign. So I'm like, by the time, they get their feet wet, then they're gone. And guess what happens? Another secretary comes on board and it starts all over again. You never know what those changes are going to be. What did you experience? Did you see that as well, DJ?
Yes, I did. Even in the military, we saw this. So all the veterans out there, every time you get a new leader in charge, they want to do it their way, or they have a way that they want it to be done. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't because of the bureaucracy of it all. But I remember Jesse Brown, and he actually increased the VA's budget. So I do recall that. It's hard to always recall all of the changes and under which secretaries, but some of them stood out, and that was one because he really advocated for homeless veterans. So he switched that around in the VA community.
Yeah. The one that really stuck out to me, I think she was the first, if memory serves me correct, the first female secretary of the VA. I felt that she was doing an awesome job, and she ended up resigning. And at the time, I really hated to see her go. And I just up and emailed her one day, just out of the blue, about some stuff that I was doing. And a couple of days later, she actually responded. And I was like, wow, I didn't expect it. But she was doing a lot. And that's one secretary that I could see that was doing some changes. Now, I know I was watching CNN the other day, and I can't remember this. I don't know if he's a senator or representative, but he was running for president under the Republican ticket. And I remember him and Don Lemon getting into it one morning. I think that's when Don Lemon got kicked off of CNN. I can't think of his name. And he was doing an interview. He was talking about cutting the budget for VA healthcare. And I just stopped watching. I was like, whoa, you got to be kidding, and I don't think that a lot of, I don't want to get political. When people start saying things like this, I always say, when the last time you was at the airport? When you were flying, did that plane have some type of what they call them, the anti-aircraft missile locked on or something like that? Did you, that's not free. That's freedom, right? You can go to gun range, you can get on TV, you can talk about the president, you can do all this other stuff. That freedom, is free. So people that, gave the ultimate sacrifice that you can't put a dollar amount on, or people that, served and got hurt and they need this care because they don't have any other health care. Now you're talking about cutting it. It's going to be a huge problem. People need to stay tuned to that and see who's talking about it and get in these town halls and let them know,
Right.
DJ, I'll turn over to you and get, you can give us your thoughts.
It is so much out there, and it's overwhelming. But I try to read different opinions, whether it's PBS, CNN, NBC, Fox, The Economist. And on The Economist, I just put it up because when you were talking, it brought something back. It says, American veterans now receive absurdly generous benefits. An enormous rise in disability payments may complicate debt reduction efforts. So we got over $35 trillion in debt. The VA is the 5th largest expenditure. However, they spend about 3.5% of that debt. So this type of narrative is going around. The VA is spending too much money, these veterans. But you said it yourself. And a lot of these congressmen are saying it, Congress people. They're said what it was about 1% of the nation's citizens that served.
Mhm.
So if you're paying for 1% of the population to protect and provide what you just said, freedom,
Mhm.
are we not taking care of those people just like they're taking care of everyone? I mean,
Exactly.
everyone, not
Mhm.
the people uh, that are really patriotic to the country. They, no matter what goes on, they're supporting initiatives, caring for elderly, the homeless. Not just those people. We're talking about people that don't care about the policies, people that don't care to vote, people that refuse to serve. So that 1% is protecting their rights as well. So
Exactly.
for that narrative to go around, it's um it's disappointing. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
disappointing.
And it's not, and everybody keep in mind, it's not political, Democrat, Republican. We're just talking about, what's being said out there, and veterans that are here. We got to stand up and say, hey, look, we sacrifice. Think about how many times you weren't at home for Christmas, or you weren't at home for Thanksgiving. Thinking
A
about the
birth.
Gold Star families that military member paid, they paid the ultimate sacrifice. How many, pictures have you seen, spouses draped over a casket at the airport holding a baby that would, never see that service member, only pictures, there are sacrifices that, whether you served in combat or not, you put your name on that dotted line. And like you said, there's people out there that never served. They're saying these things, and oh yeah, we're gonna do this and we're gonna cut this and we're gonna cut that. And I can just say, hey, just be careful, because there's people, currently serving, people that are served, and they deserve, like we stated earlier, freedom isn't free. But going back to some of these changes, and I'll just ask some of these questions to you, DJ, because I hear these comments and this, that, and the other. Um, I did a video a couple weeks ago, exposing a VA employee that came on the channel and said veterans are doing too much with these DBQs, and if they claim get delayed, it's self-inflicted, like it's their own fault, right? So when you rate it, because people say, oh, raters want to see this, raters want to see it, but they never rate it. It's mind-boggling, right?
Right.
And so if you were rating and you received a sufficient DBQ and nexus statement, meaning you obviously got trained by the VA to know what makes a DBQ and nexus statement sufficient. So if you were still rating and you got a sufficient DBQ and nexus that you could use to rate that case, would you still request the CMP exam?
No, that's absurd. And it's wasting time because not only are we rating claims, but we're under a time restriction. So our
Yeah,
time is valuable. The American citizen that's paying taxes wants us to be efficient. So why would I do that? That is
uh,
the opposite of efficient.
right.
We got we have a complete and actionable DBQ, and by VA regulation, we are able to rate off of it. Now, if
Correct.
something is a little fishy, that's different. If
Hmm.
a veteran said they were being treated by that person and never provided anything, then you could do a deeper dive.
Right.
But on face value, um, national PI number, the
MPI. Yep.
doctor's MPI
Hmm.
number, the doctor's registered, and the DBQ is complete and actionable. We are supposed to rate using that.
Exactly.
I
So
don't understand the
I
confusion.
get a lot of people, they come on and, oh no, such, they said the Raiders, nah, and also, and I'm so glad you're on tonight, because I get bombarded with this stuff. And people say, and I'll see it in the comments, they'll say Raiders are trained to only deny. And I ask, and I chime in, I say, well, what part of the training that they only train to only deny the claims.
Right.
Well, I don't know, but they said, right? It is no part of that training that I went through that said, look to deny only. It's not there.
No, I think it's more favorable to grant, actually.
Yeah.
Because
if
the
easy.
evidence is equipoise, then it falls into the veteran's favor.
Yep. Reasonable doubt,
Yes.
comes up. But before we get into the questions, again, people just understand, like we were saying earlier, we don't think that the compensation is going to be cut. If they were to do that, they thought January 6th was bad. You got 18 million veterans upset, and you taking, I don't know how many veterans we have that are, receiving some type of compensation, or they're having problems just even getting treatment at a VA medical center now. They talking about cutting that. That is going to be a huge problem, for any congressperson that brings that resolution to the floor, to even, for a vote. That's got to be crazy, but, again, we don't know who's the new secretary going to be. I know the new administration is picking a lot of the cabinet members now. But again, like we stated earlier, they're going to come in, they're going to think, hey, I can check. Oh, I got all these ideas. I'm going to do this, and this. And it takes a long time for change in the VA, but I think I saw this, DJ. This is what I thought the problem that a lot of previous secretaries had, and even the present secretary of the VA.
And what was that?
They don't talk to the people that are doing the work. They rely on these service center managers, regional office directors. Oh yeah, morale is great. No, it's not. I'm stressed out because I'm not meeting my quota. These crazy quotas, you all keep raising the quota, thinking it's going to help reduce the backlog. And 10 years from now, we're still talking about a backlog. So obviously, raising the quota did not reduce the backlog. And they're listening to these people, and they don't have their thumb on the pulse of the people that are actually doing the work, and be like, what do you all need from us to help you service that veteran in a timely manner? Your thoughts?
Right. You hit on it exactly. And when you're in the military, you're taught on how to do things, how to do them more efficiently, how to follow quality improvement. And when you're a leader and you don't look to the people that are doing the work for the improvement, and you're going about trying to improve something without talking to subject matter experts, it is not the correct way to go about it. And it creates more hassle and confusion, and sometimes it gives those people that are doing the work, that are in the trenches, that feeling of being helpless, that leadership doesn't care. And not only that, but leadership is just a yes person. Oh, yes, we can do it, because they don't want to ruffle any feathers, because they want to move up.
Right.
Everyone is ambitious, but these are just some of my takes on it. But
right.
As a Raider, we loved it when the director would walk around, talk to us. How you doing today? What are some of the issues you're seeing, even at the town halls? And to take those up and voice those opinions where they have access, because all of us, we don't have that access. They have that access.
Yep.
And just to know that they brought it out, even though it may not have changed anything, because you can ask the world and not get it. But as long as they brought it up, we knew they had our back. And that was one of the more important things. And that's why I feel a lot of veterans today seem like folks don't have their back, even though there are a lot of advocates that are working for the VA, Raiders, directors. A lot of people are doing good things in the VA, but the average person just won't see them. number one,
Right.
but they can tell that things have changed for the better because they have better access to care. If
Mhm.
if you can't get an appointment right away, you can get out into the civilian sector and get an appointment, a community-based appointment. So a lot of things have changed, and it's programs like this one here, KMD 89.
Mhm.
Um, and you're a great advocate for veterans, Dwayne. And a lot of people have said that and they recognize that. And it's programs like this that get the knowledge out to the veteran, because
Yep.
it's a lot of confusing terms that's going out there, and a lot of confusing um, decision making that is going out there
Yep. Yep.
that's providing misinformation. And
Right.
this channel is helping to thwart that.
Yep. And I'm not doing it alone. I got DJ on the team. He doesn't come on live a lot. We're going to kind of try to get him back on here real soon. But he's doing a lot of things in the background. He handles all the private Q&A sessions. So if you want to sign up for a private Q&A session, we got a description on our website. I'm going to be dropping some links in the comment section. So definitely with our business email, look at the Q&A, the description on our website. Send us an email. We will get you signed up. And again, make sure you hit that like button, if you will. Someone let us know how many likes we got. We got 271 people in tonight. Make sure you hit that like button. But you're hearing it from 2 retired VA Raiders trained by the VA. And I don't think people really understand that. And we're dropping nuggets, giving you the blueprint. You purchase the book. We're going to put that link in the comment section as well. Get a private Q&A session or just watch these videos. We're giving you the blueprint. We're going through the M21-1, the 38 CFR, explaining it. DJ used the word equipoise. How many people know what equipoise is? How many people know how to use equipoise in conjunction with the reasonable doubt rule? Things of that nature. These are the nuggets that is going to help you move that get closer to that finish line, move the goalpost. Okay. So we're gonna put DJ in the hot seat for a second. We're gonna get into some we're gonna get into some questions. I see one right now. We're gonna let DJ take the first one. Go ahead and step up to the plate, DJ. So greetings, gentlemen. Dwayne, why would a VSR order a CMP exam for one condition, then months later order for another? Why not order both at the same time? There'll be a lot of reasons.
Yeah, that's a good question. But VSRs order a CMP exam for one condition, then months later order for another. So evidently there's 2 different conditions. So were both conditions of topic at the time? Did you claim both conditions? So maybe you claim one condition and then the second condition was a subset of that condition, so caused by that condition, secondary. That could be one reason. Another reason was they could have missed it. Someone, one
Russian.
VSR doesn't follow your claim throughout the claim's life. So one VSR in Tampa, or excuse me, Bay Pines, St. Petersburg, Florida, could order an exam. And then another one in Waco, Texas picks it up and can order the follow-up exam. So that is a little vague. I'm sorry I couldn't give you any better information.
It could be several factors. It could be several factors. Also, I want to touch on real quick, DJ. I don't know. I think we talked about it before, where the VA has proposed to remove the diagnostic code for tinnitus, remove the 50% criteria for sleep apnea, and change the general rating criteria for mental health. A lot of people say, Dwayne, what if I don't have a claim yet? Or what will they do if this goes on? What if I do this? People, we don't know. They haven't come out with those instructions. They changed the digestive diagnostic code criteria last May. When they did that, they came out with some instructions. Okay, so with this new administration, I was talking about, got an upcoming video where I'm talking about What can you be doing right now to get ahead of that? This new administration say, you know what, we're going to scrap it and we're going to leave it as is. We don't know. So just to get your take on that, DJ, because a lot of people say, oh, well, I read this website, I'm hearing somebody on this YouTube channel said this. And I'm like, are they in the room in DC? Are the people that's making these decisions? Because no one can tell you, because they say, I did a video where they said that they're going to go into effect April 2025. New administration, we just talked about, new secretary, that could change. They could scrap it.
They can.
But then they could turn around and say, okay, come out in April 2025. They say these changes are effective February 1st, and we are in April. I've seen that happen. People dragging their feet, But when you rate it, just, briefly, just, when changes like that were made, how did that affect your rating? What did you normally see? If you could just shed a little bit of light on that. I'm trying to think of some changes that they made.
Well, first of all, a change in and of itself involving compensation has a chain reaction, and that's top down. So before we get the change, you have to train on it. So they have to make sure that you are thoroughly abreast of the changes. So we had changes. I mean, we had training, and there's smarter people in the VA than people actually realize. I mean, there are some absolute geniuses in the VA. So the training commences, but to fall into that subject, it is just so much to it. We can't jump ahead of the ball because they're announcing changes, and you guarantee that they're working on those changes. I know mental health, well, not the mental health, sorry, sleep apnea, that stuff is going to be adjusted, and things change. We have to understand that things do change, because as the medical side of it changes, the compensation will also follow suit. So if something changes in diagnostic criteria, and let's say for heart, if something improves, then compensation will ultimately follow. So the medical side is actually leading that charge, because you can't make a change that drastic without having the medical side to back it up. So the medical side will lead that charge, and then the VA is following suit on how to compensate for the new changes and update the compensation for it. That's where the rater falls under, the compensation side, the payment side.
Yeah. So in that upcoming video, I'm telling people like, hey, giving them different steps, a checklist I came up with, and we're going to make it a Google Doc and put it in the description section. So people that are not service connected for tinnitus, still not service connected for sleep apnea, maybe have a low percentage for a mental condition, or not service connected for a mental condition, things that they could be doing right now, especially if they're trying to get a private DBQ done. So that's why I put those two companies in the comment section, because you can't wait on these changes to happen. Like I say, they could scrap them.
Right.
We don't know with this new administration, new secretary, but what if they don't?
Yeah.
And I've been talking, we've been talking about for 2.5 years, and if you hadn't got it by now, you could, not saying that you can't get it, but you're behind the 8 ball, because you got to build out that paper trail. All right, let's keep going.
But on that same thing, one thing you can't do as a veteran and you have a disability, you can't wait. Regardless of what anyone says, if you are having an issue, go seek the compensation for it. You file your claim just like everyone else, and don't take what may come affect what you have going on now, because these decisions take time. So get on the ball, and educate yourself and go into action, because the longer you wait, the longer you're going to regret not taking the action in the beginning stage of it.
Yep. All right, here we go. I'm really excited to hear about any new challenges coming up. Thanks for sharing your wealth of experience with us. Waterloo, Iowa.
Whoa.
Hollins, do you got some snow up there? Because it's cold down here in Florida. Y'all need to keep that north of the border, man. You got 52. I had a sweat on. I'm like, what's going on around here? All right, Douglas, always enjoy your insights. Thank you for the support. Somebody let me know. We're over 300 people. Make sure you hit that like. And if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button.
Hey, Brian.
Phil, hello, Dwayne. I hope you're doing well. I got a call from the VA regarding my HILA review for mental rating. This is my first claim. He asked if my mental state was for a location or an event. Phil, you didn't watch that video. PTSD confirmed stressors. You know, people, and I was a DJ. The first thing, I guess if I was doing it, a claim over again, intent to file, first of all, especially if you're doing for PTSD,
Yes.
understanding what your stress is, trying to get evidence, do your own development if you can. Location, Phil, if you were in Southwest Asia, I'm claiming PTSD based on fear of hostile military terrorist activity. That's a CMP exam. That's what we look for.
Right.
As Raiders, that was it. I was like, oh, this it. Looked at DD-214.
Real simple. That's
Iraq,
right.
Afghanistan, Kuwait, CMP exam. And at the time when I was rating, I didn't care if you had a diagnosis. When you had that stressor, because I'm not a mental health professional.
Right.
That examiner is the one that's certified, got the medical license. He or she's going to tell me if you have a diagnosis or not, and if it's due to you being in Southwest Asia. That's all I need to know.
Absolutely.
Claim approved, on to the next vet. People out here telling vets, oh, you got to be in treatment for a whole year and have 10,000 pages of evidence. I'm not looking at that 10,000 pages. I'm on a production quota. I'm not looking at it. Would you look at 10,000 pages?
No, not if you're looking at the DD-214. First of all, we're looking at your DD-214.
Mhm.
Then you see deployments. So deployment, and then the veteran is saying, I have mental issues. That's enough. You know
Yeah.
what's going on. You know when you're feeling good, and you know when you're not feeling good. That
Yep.
is enough. So you meet the minimum criteria to have an exam, and then we let the experts determine that. Then you get the exam, Raiders look at the exam, and then place it in the category of what percentage, whether it's denial or
Yep.
grant, and then assign money to it.
Yep.
But yeah, absolutely not. 10,000 pages when all you have to do is look at the DD-214
That's it.
and actually what the veteran is claiming. You know,
Mhm.
sometimes some people were saying that they were going into long explanations on how they got something. But
Right.
sometimes simple is the best. And
Right.
that's where the education part comes in.
Yep. I think the training is different with Raiders now, from what I hear from veterans. They was like, well, I did that and they sent me a 0781. On 0781, they're asking you the location. The location is on the DD-214. So that lets me know the training sucks. You know, but it is what it is. Michael, Tampa, Florida. Hey, I was just up in Ybor doing a podcast.
Shimkus.
All right. Tampa. All right. Phil, what should I have said? He said that the location was easy. Just talked about it. just talked about it, Phil. Look on the DD-214 location. All right, Jacksonville. What's going on, Kevin? Yeah, I'm gonna let you take this one, DJ.
Hi, Dwayne. Submit a
Supplemental.
supplemental for OSA with so sleep apnea with the Nexus letter,
No DBQ.
but no DBQ. Raider confirmed to continue. Was I at least should have given a CMP exam? So supplemental for sleep apnea with the Nexus letter, but no DBQ.
Yeah, I would say yeah. That Nexus, would that be? Yeah, that still would be considered new and relevant if he didn't use it previously, or she.
Well, I mean, there's some things in there that I would like to see or know more of.
Right.
How are you claiming the sleep apnea? Did you have any issues in service? Is it direct basis, secondary basis? But yeah, anytime you file a claim and you can provide your own exam, do so, because you're filling in the blanks. Like this right here, claim with the nexus letter. So that's a claim and then the doctor's medical opinion. But in the middle of that is an exam. So you have that. You still need that exam. The exam is going to determine what level of disability you have and the actual disability. What is the name of it? There are multiple disabilities related to it. And then from there, you can determine the level of severity and assign compensation if granted. But if you meet all the criteria, you should have been given an exam.
Right. And I tell people, think of it this way. When the diagnostic code criteria is not in the nexus statement, it's in the DBQ. So even if you got a positive nexus, if there's no information in there and I can grant something, I'm going to grant it 0 because there's no information to tell me to grant you a 10, 20, 30, or 40. But in the DBQ, if you had the DBQ, it would be in there. Okay. Let's keep going.
Oh, on that, sorry. It said the rater confirmed they continued. So
CNC.
look at your previous rating that was denied and look at the criteria why you were denied. That will tell you if what your new claim answered. If you answered those questions that caused the denial on your previous rating, then that is an issue of concern.
Right. Also, I'm putting a link to our monthly veterans membership. If you're interested in it, make sure you get signed up. I'm putting the link in there right now. We got almost almost 50 almost 50 lessons in there for you, resources, examples of Nexus templates, direct, secondary, just a lot of information, a lot of live events that we recorded, did one earlier today. So Larry said VA benefits are being cut. Okay, so what's missing in this statement? The link that's showing what particular VA benefits. Is it burial? Is it clothing allowance? Is it health care? Is it education benefits? Is it voc rehab benefits, loan guarantee benefits, pension, compensation? The VA is huge. Okay, so what VA benefits are going to be cut? Atlanta. DJ, were you working at the VA when 6 of the 7 employees claims were being worked in Atlanta? Atlanta, well, that was the worst. I think Atlanta and Oakland, California, they neck and neck are the worst, the top. I think they probably tied the worst in the country, in my opinion. I was horrible. All right, we got greetings from Fort Rucker. Okay,
Hey,
let's see. I'll let you take this one, DJ.
Okay, filed for PTSD, but granted 50% for OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Interesting outcome, but grateful. Thanks for all the facts and truth about the VA, Dwayne.
Yep. So keep in mind, mental is mental.
That's right.
A lot of veterans will be 50%. DJ, can you remember how many veterans were like 50% for depression and they would come in and file a claim for PTSD?
Right. Yeah. Mental is mental, meaning PTSD claim is mental, anxiety claim is mental, depression is mental, military sexual trauma is mental, OCD is a form of mental. So if it's a mental claim, they all fall under the same umbrella. You can't get a percentage for one part of like PTSD and depression. They all fall under the same umbrella. So you may be able to get an increase, but not split.
Exactly.
If that makes sense.
Yep. Betty, thanks again for showing up. You were here last month. Good evening, gentlemen. Hope you're doing well from Maryland. Huntsville, Alabama. What school's in Huntsville? That's Alabama A&M. That's in Huntsville, Alabama. Okay, Maryland. Man, we got a lot of people
represent
in here from New Jersey, Raleigh, from the snow. They bringing all this cold weather down here. Look at this. Pittsburgh, Virginia, what's going on? We really appreciate it, but can y'all keep that cold weather up there? You know, okay, here we go. Southern California. All right. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. Yep. Thanks for everybody coming in. We got North Kakalaki. Okay. All right. Okay, good to hear you again. We'll send another donation. Hey, I appreciate it, Norris. Thank you. Thank you for all the donations. Definitely appreciate it. Let's see what else we got. Here you go, DJ. I'll let you take this one.
If everything is static, can they take anything away? Well, there's a lot of different rules. There's a lot of rules. There's age requirements, how long you've been rated. Yeah, so there's a lot of different rules.
I'm gonna make it easy for you, DJ. Here's a question. Excuse me. This is a question I get often, but I see this in comments on social media, and people that are answering these questions never rated. So I'm gonna give you a scenario. DJ, you're a rater, or whenever you rate it, here's the first part of the question. Did you ever rate a claim where a veteran was already 100% permanent total and they filed a new claim?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, let's just say that new claim was for tinnitus and the veteran was service connected for PTSD, sleep apnea, migraines, the back, neck. When that veteran filed that claim, when they were 100% permanent total, when you received that claim for this example, tinnitus, did you go back and look at that whole claim file from the beginning all the way up to that new claim?
No.
Thank you.
No, you don't have time. You don't have time.
Thank you. And people out here on social media saying, if you're 100% PNT and you file a claim, they'll go back and look at everything. No. Why? If in this scenario, why would I go back and look at the PTSD? And they found tinnitus. But this is the misinformation that is out here.
Yeah.
And Raiders, and they'll say, 1 minute.
No, yeah.
They'll say, Raiders. It's hundreds of Raiders. I can't tell you what DJ would do in a particular scenario. So how can people get on social media and say, if you do this, Raiders will do that? That means you talk to every single Raider in the VA and gave them every 10,000 scenarios and asked them what they would do, and you kept a log of it. Then you come online and say, okay, this is what they'll do.
Right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, DJ.
No, you're absolutely correct. And remember, everything is time based. The Raider wants to do the absolute best job they can. So you're going to look through records, but it's more of like rating decisions. And you're going to look for certain key elements to see if there may be something else that draws your attention. But for the most part, your focal point is on the claim condition. If it's tinnitus, this person, man, woman, whoever, has been rated and they're 100% permanent total and they're claiming tinnitus. I'm not going through all of those records. I'm going to peruse those and look for key things that can give me an estimate or a determination or warm fuzzy if there was an error. Then go from there. But no,
I didn't even do that. I just looked at the last rating code sheet to see if they ever filed a claim for tinnitus, because then I would need to know, if they filed on a 526EZ and they were previously denied, then I got to kick it back because it needs to. Well, I don't think when I was rating, it wasn't on the 0995 came out after I retired. So I'm look back then, it was called new and material evidence. Now it's doing relevant. So if they were previously denied and they didn't have new and relevant evidence, I can go ahead and deny that. But if they did, then I'm giving a CMP exam, but I'm checking that previous rating code sheet to see, okay, is it a new or is it a reopen? Because then that's going to determine how I move forward. That's it. But going back, looking at the the range of motion on their right service connected right knee, no, I'm not doing that. It's crazy. All right, here's another one for you, DJ.
Hi, I'm rated at 100%, but they stopped the rest of my rating. I had it because I reached 100%. I'm not sure. Are you saying they gave you 100% and the other conditions weren't rated, or are they deferred? Regardless of what your rating condition are, that the ones that you file for, once you reach 100%, they're not just going to stop and not rate any other conditions that you
Right.
filed for. Remember, a claim, they have to follow up on claims. A veteran files a claim, there has to be a decision. So a claim has to have a decision. So I'm
Unless
not
you're
sure.
Atlanta or Oakland, you might not get one.
Boy, they touched you wrong.
Man, especially Atlanta, they might be in the club, in back of the club, reading claims somewhere. They just horrible.
But yeah, but Sam, not sure what you mean by they stop the rest of your rating. So,
Yeah,
but if you're
and
100%, hopefully your PMT.
right. And keep in mind, Sam, once you get 100%, and you have other conditions, and they continue the service connect you, you don't get paid for 110%. You don't get paid for 120% unless you got some type of SMC or something like that. Okay. All right, this one, DJ. I'm VR and E. That's a whole different department. I never worked in VR and E. Never. I knew what office was in the regional office, but that was it.
But
So,
yeah, they can take them away because remember, anything that deals with benefits is compensation based. So there's rules to establish first in order to get it. And if those rules no longer apply, then that benefit or that compensation no longer applies. So it works for Voc Rehab, which is what this VR&E is for the older folks. So this vocational rehabilitation, VR&E is the new acronym for it.
All right, I'm gonna let you take this one, DJ. But Rashad, thank you for the donation. Definitely appreciate it, sir.
He's at 260%.
He broke it down.
With up to 700% in claims running. Is there SMC back pay, and from what date? What is the 38 CFRs? Well, that's a lot. I mean,
yeah,
that's 2 sentences. Well, three, but I mean that can go all type of directions. Number one, there's nothing above 100% because a percent is based off 100. So, but I think I know what you're saying. You have 100% plus because so many conditions. Is there SMC back pay? Depends if you qualified and it wasn't authorized. It could be an error. That can be back paid. SMC, for those that don't understand, is special monthly compensation. That's additional pay beyond just service connected conditions. And from what date? The dates, those are based on your records. So when did you have the condition? When was the service connected? So they'll establish that. They'll look through your medical records to see if the condition existed prior, so they can go back. There's a bunch of cutoffs, so different criteria. And then what is the 38 CFR? Of course, that'll relate to what you just previously asked, which has so many possibilities. Sorry, but that's too general to apply any good.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, it's more that we need. And people ask me and say, Dwayne, I want to have a Q&A with you, and you tell me what SMCs I qualify for. Nope, can't sign you up because there's so many SMCs in the criteria, like loss of use. Then they have definitions for that. You have to go out to the M21-1, the good starting point, and find those SMCs and that criteria. And you have to make that determination because only do you have a visual acuity of 0-200 or whatever or something like that, and it's a lot. DJ, I'm gonna pop something up here. You sent me a text earlier about it, and I want to make sure I know we won't get through all the questions, but I want to get this gentleman up here because I need to visit this location because I need a oil change, and I always go here. All right. There we go.
Brian and Furman. Yeah. So Brian and Furman, they're trying to do some things with veterans. So they're trying to become the hot spot for veterans to visit and obtain vehicles, obtain service, parts, etc. So they are Working right now with MacDill Air Force Base on some initiatives to grant these special benefits for purchasing Chevrolets through Furman. And Furman is big. Furman doesn't
Yeah.
just have Chevrolet, Mazda, etc. So
You
this
know
is
what?
that's in the Tampa area.
I see this icon with this Corvette. I got in that. What is Brian? Is he like the general manager or owner?
Brian is I think Brian is, are you salesperson, Brian?
All right. I
Who's
got
in
a
charge
challenge
of
for
that
Brian.
veteran
Yeah,
initiative?
he got this Corvette up here. I'm gonna bring my space rocket up there, and I guarantee you, I could blow the doors off any vet you got on the lot. Racing for pink slips, Brian. But Brian, I love the initiative that you all are putting together. Reach out to us. Let us know. Maybe we could come to Furman Chevrolet and do a live stream right there on the show floor and let veterans see. Maybe walk around the lot or something. Just do something. If you're supporting the veterans, definitely we want to support you. So reach out to us, Brian, and let's try to connect and do something. Did Chevy come out with an EV truck yet?
Oh
I know
yeah.
GMC.
Brian took me for a ride in it's that new truck.
What?
It's nice, man. I thought my
What?
vet was fast, but well, it is faster than that. But instant acceleration. It
Man.
reminds me of the Avalanche. You know how it
Mhm.
folds back that bed. So
Well,
oh
Brian,
yeah.
I will trade my truck in. I'm on my fourth Chevy truck. I had I had a 96 crew cab Chevy when they had Chevrolet written across all the way across the back. I had a 2000 Chevy Z71, and I had that Chevy Super Sport, the first one, all-wheel drive, 2003. I put 200,000 miles, and now I got a crew cab 1500. So Brian, yeah, reach out to us. Love to come up and do some work and let other veterans know what you all are doing up at Furman. All right, here you go, DJ. I'll let you take this one.
If my condition, complaining of headaches, was mentioned several times in my service treatment records, but not treated while in service, but diagnosed now, would that be considered service connected? You have a leg to stand for an exam. So you're meeting criteria to get an examination and a medical opinion. So you had headaches several times in the service. Apparently you were not diagnosed then, but you were treated. But not treated. Okay, so but not treated while in service. So you were seen for headache complaints, I take it, and now you're being diagnosed after service. So if it were me, I would see a room in there for you to get an examination and then
Right.
have the exam and then the doctor medical opinion decide whether or not they believe it's service related or not,
Right.
because you've had it in your service treatment records.
And a lot of veterans don't understand when we're looking through them STRs, what are we looking for? Diagnosis, treatment, complaint, injury, or disease. If you have any of those, the three elements of direct service connection, current diagnosis, the nexus. So, I mean, not the nexus, the link. You got the link. And then, like DJ said, you got to go to that exam. Now, a lot of people will say you got to have a current diagnosis. When I rate it, hey, if they were claiming migraines, I look through the medical records and it's in there. I'm giving you a CMP exam.
That's right.
But that CMP examiner may say, oh, even though the veteran was treated in service, doesn't have a current diagnosis. So you might want to go get one before you file that claim. Now,
Right.
this was years ago when I rated. I was like, hey, I'm getting this claim off my desk, sending this to the CMP office and let that doctor do their thing. All right. Sadly, a lot of Americans do not vote with their interests in mind. Okay, TR, you are behind. Yes, we have been on about 53 minutes, but we're running a little bit behind. We're looking at questions 10 after 6. Okay. Here's another one for you, DJ. I'll let you take these.
Okay. Part 1, fire mission. I submitted an actionable and sufficient DBQ for special monthly compensation, loss of use for my foot. I already have an individual rating for the right and the left of 40%, which is the max, the rating.
Okay, we need a little bit. Maybe they left
Or
another
just mention it.
question here. Yeah.
Okay. 90%, 125 will be at 10 years. Original claim of bilateral arm pain denied. Later diagnosis peripheral neuropathy in 2020 by VA doctor. So he was given the medicine on active duty,
Mm,
causes neuropathy. Okay, so he was given levofloxacin on
mhm.
active duty, and it caused neuropathy.
Well,
Or okay, so he was given the medicine, and I guess
on
he was
active
saying
duty,
that
yeah,
that caused
the neuropathy.
neuropathy.
Yeah. So I would. Ooh, is it documented that that medication that was prescribed documented in service? But I think there's a lot more to unpack here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
some folks, some folks remember any injury can cause neuropathy at a later point, if not immediately. So if you have an injury and then later develop, sharp pain, stinging symptoms of neuropathy, uh, it can be related.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep going. Ken Thompson. The article was written by a fellow from UK. Did we talk about an article somewhere? I don't think we did.
Not sure.
Uh, can't do irate back pay from my original claim date. Eddie, we need more information than that.
Oh, okay.
the-
So I guess he's asking, can he get back pay from his original claim date? If there was an error, clear
a
and
CUE,
unmistakable error.
yeah, a CUE, or if he continuously pursued his claim,
Right.
and he later gets service connected, he didn't let 365 days lapse. So again, that's why I'm saying more information is needed because we just came up with what 2 or 3 questions right there.
Yeah.
And
I saw a gentleman, he got denied for maybe, I want to say at least eight years, but he always filed a claim, the same claim over and over, always denied. But then later once he understood what they were missing, got back pay all the way.
Yep.
And that was because he continuously pursued the claim.
Yep. Mr. Ray, good evening, fellas. Mr. Kimball helped change my life. Woo, that's what I'm talking about. You are truly a blessing, educating veterans on the VA juggernaut. Yes, sir. Mr. Ray, my life has changed in the positive forever. Thank you, and God bless. Thank you, sir. We are definitely pleased. We got some clients, just a couple of weeks ago, over the past couple of weeks, they were like, hey, I got my 100%. I got my 100%. I got my 100%. I'm like, man, yes. That's what I'm talking about. They took the time to get educated, trusted us to educate them. Yeah. And before we go on, I want people to understand what we do and what we don't do. Right now, we're doing educational webinar weekly. I explain what we do and what we don't do. A lot of people send us an email at a business email, info@camd89.com, and they sign up for that. We only educate veterans on the claims process. We're not going to ask you for your login information on your va.gov account. We're not going to fill out any paperwork for you. We're not going to submit any paperwork to the VA for you. We strictly educate you on this process. So we have different ways that we do that in that educational webinar that we do weekly, which we may not be doing it next year. So definitely want to get in before the end of the year. We explain exactly what we do, how we do it, and how you can work with us. Okay, let's keep going. DJ, you good on time? We normally do about an hour. We may go over a couple of minutes.
I'm rolling with you
for your time. Okay, let's get it. Here you go. I'll let you take this one.
I have one question, if I may. Working on my BDD claim, benefits delivery claim. Soon as my date of separation is 29 June 2025. My question is this: I submit my claim and a rating schedule changes before my date of separation. Which schedule do I get? Well, if you file your claim and your claim is pending, then they're going to take in consideration when the date changes. When the procedural changes have taken place. Let's say you get rated separation June 20. Say you get a rating 1 August, and then September 1st a change comes, so it affects your claim. They'll automatically address that. or if the change comes before your rating decision, I guess, let's say your separation 29 June. Okay. Before you separate and the change comes, you're going to be all of your claim are going to fall under the rules in effect at that particular time of the decision, to keep it simple. And then any changes thereafter will take effect.
Right.
But whatever is in effect at the time of your rating decision is what you're going to fall under.
And keep in mind, new administration, new secretary, and that's the way they've done it. I've seen them do it in the past. Even all the way back when I first started rating. But keep in mind, new secretary, who knows? Because they were adding stuff to the PACT Act after they already rolled out the PACT Act. And I've seen it where they'll say, I think it was the digestive thing in May. And when they posted it in May, they were talking about it was effective like 1 March.
Right.
And I'm like, what? That makes no sense. Then they were like giving you this scenario of, if the claim was received, like you were just explaining, if the claim was received before this date, going to the old scheduler, unless the veteran shows the criteria, meets the criteria for the next higher percentage under the new. And those are the instructions that, that comes out at that particular time. I think sometimes they're good, sometimes not so good. It just depends. I mean, in favor of the veteran.
Right.
I'll let you take this one, DJ.
I got 70% at age 56. It is MST, PTSD, so military sexual trauma and or post-traumatic stress disorder. Mm-hmm. Can they request another CMP, compensation pension exam? I'm also in the process of increasing that and secondary disorders. Thanks to your book, I got 70% on my first try.
Woo, woo, woo. That's what I'm talking about.
It's always great to hear.
Small investment, $29.99. Just think if they had an intent to file back pay 6 months, what's the rate of return on that? Outstanding. I'll let you go ahead and answer.
Yeah. So she got 7% at age 56 for mental. Can they request another CMP? So for what? Why would they do that? Are you talking about another CMP for your mental health? VA doesn't arbitrarily
routine future.
Yeah. Now
could be.
That's different. So look at your rating exam and see if there's, your rating exam, your rating decision. And if there's a routine future, then that means there's an exam to come. However, once you reach the age requirement, they're not going to arbitrarily request an exam. Right. Now, there's other stipulations, improvement, of course, but I doubt you having improvement, especially
MST.
Yeah. MST.
Okay. All right, let's keep going. Mr. B, for 3 years in a row, I've been away from my birthday serving in a foreign land. Okay, you active duty? I don't think I missed him earlier. Tracy says, everyone is in fear now because the guy whose name you couldn't remember will be working with Elon Musk, 2 billionaires who never served and think that we get too much or looking to cut $2 trillion. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, they thought January 6th was bad. You got a lot of peed off veterans,
we're
jumping
on that SpaceX.
Yeah. I'll let you take this one, DJ.
I'm active duty and currently working on my BDD. I have several solid diagnoses in my current, and many are current within the last 4 to 6 months. Would it be wise to have a Nexus letter or DBQ? You're at the most powerful position as a veteran when you are active duty, when you're currently serving. So just continue to be seen. Make sure you're an advocate for yourself. Number one, if you have something that ails you, be vocal about it, because pretty soon you're no longer going to be accountable to anyone in the military. So you'll be on your own. And once you leave that, I'm not trying to speak for everyone, but I felt the difference of being an active duty personnel and a civilian. There's a
Mhm.
difference.
Yep.
And for the VA and compensation, you are at the most powerful position while you're on active duty. So
So what should they be doing when they're
as
on
in,
active duty right now? What should they be doing from a documentation standpoint?
well, what I think are the most important things is, like I just said, if you have an issue, go seek treatment,
That's it.
complain about it, and then when you're going into that medical facility, a lot of people, sometimes you're short. You're going in there and you may not want to talk about whatever your issue is with anyone other than the doctor, but those medical personnel do an outstanding job. They're there to check you in, take your blood, your temperature, and all of that. What they're doing is they're asking you, so, Mr. Kimball, why are you here today? Well, they know why you're there, but they want you to say it again,
Mhm.
and anything could have changed. So they're doing that for your benefit. But not only that, when you tell them why you're there, they're writing it down. Those are the
Mhm.
people that are taking some of the most meticulous notes, not the doctors, the people that are checking you in. So if they're asking you, why are you here? You be very specific and to the point why you're there.
Yep.
Why are you there? And what they're doing is they're putting the notes in the system. And then before the doctor comes in to see you, the doctor is going to review their notes. So they get spun up on why they're coming to see you in the examining room, right? So those things become a part of your service treatment records. That's why it's so important for you as an active duty person to be your own advocate. And that starts with when you're going to your medical appointments and they ask, why are you there? Be truthful.
Mhm.
Give it all to them so they can put it in the system. Because when 10 years later, when you're trying to do like that one person we saw about the headaches and whatnot, if they were just more went on more of a tangent about their situation, maybe they wouldn't have had the issues they're having now. So
Right, right, right. Good one. Got here, Tracy. Our condolences to you and your family. She says she's a Gold Star member, engaged to active duty special Army Special Forces. So hopefully he's safe and condolences as well. I'll let you
yes.
take this one, DJ.
3 of 3. I just talked to a state VSO rep in Maryland today. I've been at 90% since 2015. However, I didn't want to rock the boat. The original examiner missed the FDA black box warning for Levaquin meds.
Mhm.
Okay, so you didn't want to rock the boat. You know, a lot of people say that and they feel that way, but there's a boat for a reason. Whether it gets rocked, who cares? You got to be your own advocate. If there's an issue and you need to
Yep.
speak up for yourself, do so. Hey, boats
Do
are
it.
very buoyant. They'll balance out.
There you go. All right, we got another one for you, DJ.
Part 2, decision mentioned 38 CFR 3.655, and they use the evidence of record, which is hard to believe because the DBQ provided my private podiatrist stated that the remaining effective function.
I think this was the vet that was talking about the loss of use, SMC, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, hard to believe because the DBQ. Well, sounds like you submitted a private DBQ because it says the DBQ provided by my private podiatrist stated. So, did you go to a VA exam? A lot of people present private DBQs and then they get called after the fact to present to turn up for a VA exam. Even after they submitted a private DBQ, you have options. Sometimes it doesn't seem that way because the people that are making those calls, those are people that work at the contractor, work for the
Mhm.
contractor most of the time, or they could be someone that is not in that rating process. They're just doing the call, right? So if you know the rule is you have options. One, you can go to the exam. Two, you can refuse the exam. Look, I've submitted a private DBQ for my podiatrist. It is complete and actionable. Please rate me on the evidence of record. So then they have to rate you based on the evidence of record. And any issue, if they deny you just because you didn't go to the exam, now you have an appeal. And if the evidence is in your favor, meaning the CMP and exam is complete and actionable and in your favor, then that's easily overturned. And
Yeah.
the DRO will do that all day, every day, even a Raider.
I'm glad you said that, DJ, because I've had people tell me I don't know what what I'm talking about when it comes to DD, which you just explained. And I ask him, I say, have you ever rated? No, but that's not true. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, all right.
Wow.
And we've had that happen to some of our clients, and they just flat out said, no, they're not going to go. And they did exactly what you stated, DJ. Now you got appeal rights to high level review, and it got overturned.
Right.
Then they won it on appeal. So what does that tell you? The Raider could have used it if they wanted it to, but I think it's the training. The training is not the same as it was when we were there. I just because I hear DTA error. Why are there so many freaking DTA errors?
Right.
Training, production quotas, people are rushing through this paperwork. I've been there. I was doing it. Get behind on your quota. You start rushing, just human nature, and you're apt to miss something. And that brings us to our next comment.
Oh, DTA error is duty to assist.
Duty to assist. Yeah.
The VA has to assist you as a veteran. So that's a requirement for them, by the way.
You have to understand you guys have common sense. All right, Mr. Ray. That's what you said it, Mr. Ray. I didn't want to go there, but Mr. Ray said it. Okay. DJ, okay, all right. Definitely appreciate that, Mr. Ray.
Thank you.
Let's see. I'll let you take this one, DJ.
There won't be any reduction in benefits unless, of course, you are caught committing fraud on the claim. We've all seen the stories of those who have and rightfully should face consequences.
Yep. Fraud is a thing. It's out there. But I just tell people, if like the gentleman stated, Mr. Ray, I don't know if it was Mr. Ray, but somebody said they had bought the book. I think it was Mr. Ray. And they would it wasn't Mr. Ray. Somebody said they bought the book and they got 70% of their first try. This information is out there. We are giving you all the blueprint. We're giving you the information that the VA gave us, trained us on, and we're giving it to you. You just got to invest the time to listen, watch the videos, and just understand it. And I always say, DJ, the VA regulations are on the veteran side. But if the veteran doesn't take time to get educated, they think, oh, let me go get a lawyer. And it's another thing, DJ. Have you ever seen a claim where veteran got denied, veteran has a lawyer, that lawyer will wait to like that 12th month to submit the claim, and the veteran saying, oh, I got the incorrect percentage, but nobody went and got a copy of the CMP exam to see what boxes were checked. And it could have been a simple increase right after that, and they wouldn't have to wait a whole year.
Yes. Your slogan, don't be frustrated, get educated, right? Nothing is worse than being frustrated, because when you're frustrated, you look for the easy way out.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes an easy way out is, I'm gonna hire a lawyer and they're going to fight on my behalf. And sometimes I'm not lawyer bashing. I got lawyers in the family. I love you. I have lawyers in the family.
Yeah.
But this claims process is so simple if you take the time to invest in yourself. KMD 89 has a book, gives you the skeleton of exactly what the requirements are. I don't know how many videos on KMD 89 right now on the YouTube. You could just punch in your question and put KMD 89. Google and all its AI-ness will get you to that video.
Right.
And I mean, it is as simple as that. Lawyers do an excellent job, but lawyers have to get paid too. So when you get your rating decision and that compensation, you're giving some of that away too. But my point is the frustration because you don't know the proper procedure, and the book guides you. It's really simple. It guides you. You use the book in conjunction with the YouTube video. You can file a claim simply off of the free YouTube videos and do very, very well. But sometimes, well, I'm trying to see how to phrase it, but I've seen lawyers drag their feet. Why?
Yeah.
Because the longer it takes, guess what? You have to pay the
The more
lawyers.
they
You
get.
have to pay them. You have to
Yep.
pay. So the longer it takes, we know the procedure. If let's say, for example, you're submitting a claim for tinnitus. If your DD 214 shows an MOS or AFSC, some type of duty function that has that's on the noise abatement list, then you are automatically due for an examination, right?
Mhm.
Because you're complaining of an issue. But the legal way may prolong that. Now, why would a tinnitus claim take a year to file?
Right.
Take a year to substantiate? We're just giving you some of the things that we've seen.
We
I've seen
saw.
it,
Yep.
and sometimes it's unfortunate. A lot of lawyers do good by folks
Yep.
as well,
Mhm.
but as well as VSOs. But it is so simple. The VA is an awesome federal department, right? They have everything that is meant for the veteran. The only issue is the bureaucracy because
Yep.
the average
Mhm.
veteran, they don't know how to interpret all of that. So the book again, we're going back to the book because we know what's in that book and we know
Mhm.
what the value is in that book. That book will give you the cornerstone, the blueprint, the skeleton on how to file. The videos will also give you some live representation and some interaction because I'm a visual person. So I really gravitate to videos. But
Mhm.
the book has really put that in a visual context. And so you can do it. Just take your frustration out on these books and videos, and you
Mhm.
can do it. You can be very successful and put all the money in your pocket.
Yep. And I've had people say, "Oh, don't go buy his book because you can get that information online." The topics that I'm talking about in that book, yeah, they're online. But you say that skeleton piece is coming from right here. Ain't too many people. I don't know of any other rater out there that's written a book giving you that information that DJ is talking about. That's coming from right here. Okay, that's coming from right here. You can go look at a 38 CFR and say, "Oh, what does that mean?" But when I break it down for you in the book as it pertains to what you're doing with your claim, that's the game changer. That's what DJ is talking about. That's the game changer. All right, let's keep going. We got another Rashad. Hey, thanks again for the support, the donation. And after this, we're going to get into, we got about 10 more. We're going to answer those questions. The people that left us a donation before we sign off. Go ahead, DJ.
Can private doctors do a TBI, that's traumatic brain injury, SMCT exam for rating?
Hold on, hold on,
FTC.
hold on, hold on. Yeah, there you go,
Oh
there
yeah,
you go, there you go. I was gonna say, spell out, let everybody know what those acronyms
yeah.
are.
So FDC RFD, that's fully developed claim, and RFD. What is I just
Ready?
dropped that.
Ready?
Ready for decision.
There you go.
And what
It's been a
DBQ,
while.
disability benefits questionnaire,
Yeah.
or medical opinion.
Yeah.
So can private doctors do a TBI, SMCT? Private doctors can do, I believe, well, there's some exams. One in particular is initial PTSD because that's related to, combat or military. But
Yeah. I
yeah,
think
unless
they have
something
to,
changed, I didn't see any changes.
I think the M21 states that the doctors for TBI, they have to be, uh,
Trained.
yeah, they have to be trained in neurological. I can't remember what they call it, but I think they have to have some type of certification to do those, their TBI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And remember, no one can memorize everything.
Whew.
So, that's why when we do have Q&A, sometimes we want to get those questions in advance because things
Mhm.
change often. So we can get you the most current and up-to-date data. But specialized disabilities involve specialties. Traumatic brain injury, that's neurology. So those have different guidance, and I just want to make sure that I will give you the up-to-date information on that. But
Right.
I'll put it in there, Rashad, for you.
Yep. All right. So who we got here? Live, love, laugh. Right. Okay. She said, Hey, y'all. You think she's from Louisiana? Hey, y'all. All right. Thanks for the support. Terrence, I'll let you take this one, DJ. Then we'll get into these.
Okay.
Everybody's left a donation. We will answer your questions before we log off.
I currently have 100% PNT on my disability, but I had surgery for keratinosis, and it was excess claim for my TBI.
Was it service connected?
Yeah. And it was next. That last part is throwing me off there.
Yeah.
But you currently are 100% permanent total. So that's the pinnacle, the top of the CMP. But I had surgery for keratinosis, and it was a nexus claim for my TBI. Not sure what that is.
Yeah,
not sure what you're asking.
You're referring to, yeah. Yeah, I'm lost on that one.
Yeah. So yeah.
And so we're gonna need more information on that, Terrence. So everyone, put a 1 in a comment section and let us know if you have the book. If you have the book, put a 1 in the comment section. I'm also putting a link. If you do not have the book, I'm putting it in the comment section for you, which I've been doing throughout the night. But put a 1 in the comment section and let us know if you have the book. Also, put a 2 in the comment section and let us know if you are a subscriber to the YouTube channel. Okay. Marcy says, get Dwayne Kimball's book. Is very informative. Thank you for that support. And now we're going to get over to the question.
Oh, I got the sorry.
Go ahead, DJ.
For the TBI, general clinicians who successfully complete the Compensation and Pension Service TBI training module are permitted to perform TBI residual disability examinations subject to existing VBA CMP guidance. So that's the answer to that TBI for private examiners.
Okay.
They have to complete the CMP TBI training module.
Okay. Yeah. You were in an M21-1 when you found that, DJ? Or were you when you got that? Okay. All right. So now we're going to go. Everybody left a donation. Before we close out, we're going to answer your questions. Some we already answered, but we want to make sure we get the rest. So we're going to put DJ in the hot seat. Let him take these. I don't think we did this one.
Exam 1 claim for tinnitus. So 2016 CMP exam 1 claim for tinnitus, and examiner noted causes headaches on the DBQ. In 2024, 150% for headaches, which is the highest. Headache secondary to tinnitus. Can I get back pay to 2016? What 38 CFR supports this? So 2016. Well,
yeah, that's gonna be hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard because
look it up.
Remember, if they do not, when they're granting the rating decision, the rater has the ability to award additional disabilities based on what's identified. If that was never claimed, then how can they award it? You know, if the doctor says, okay, there's tinnitus, which causes occasional headaches. I mean, I don't know what was said, but let's say, for example, tinnitus exists, veteran noted occasional headaches, or the tinnitus does cause occasional headaches. Did you file a claim for headaches? Were you evaluated for headaches? No, because if there's no evaluation, how can they go back and then grant you a percentage? They wouldn't know what the severity of the disability was, number one, and then they won't know whether or not, if there's no opinion to state that those headaches were caused by the tinnitus. The examiner, most often, they write down what we as veterans tell them. Okay, I have tinnitus and I occasionally have It occasionally causes headaches. So they'll put that down there because they have to, because those are symptoms that the veteran diagnosed. And we are able to diagnose ourselves for certain symptoms, like knee pain. You know what a properly functioning knee is. And when you have knee pain, or you can't bend down, or you can't support yourself, you do have say on that. So can you get back pay? Depends on what was going on in the records. So there's no definitive answer. Sometimes people think there's a definitive answer, but no. But I can say, if you didn't identify headaches as a disability, then they would not have awarded it, because it can be a symptom of something else.
Correct. All right. I think we covered this for Derek already. He was talking about the different changes and stuff. We did talk about that. So Derek, you're on active duty. Continue to go get treatment. The heavy hitters: mental, migraines, sleep apnea, back, joints, tinnitus. Okay, those are the heavy hitters. You want to make sure you get those documented before you leave service. Amber, shout out to KMD89 channel and viewers paying tuition just because. Miss Reed was on a live stream. Wow. I'm going to put her information in the comment section. She came on last month, actually, right before Thanksgiving. She is a subject matter expert in Medicare and Medicaid. If you or a family member needs Medicare and Medicaid, I just dropped her information in the comment section. Give her a call. It's probably 6:30 her time. If you call that number, I'm pretty sure she'll pick up. Just let her know, hey, you saw us on the live stream, and you saw the donation that she made, and you need some questions answered about Medicare and Medicaid. Also, I am going to put a link to that video in the comment section. So not only are you going to have, let me make sure I put Medicare and Medicaid.
Yeah. And if you guys are of the age to receive Medicare and Medicaid, Amber, reach out to her, because the VA allows you to have both.
Yep.
So you can have VA benefits and Medicaid.
And she talked about that on the live stream too.
Yes.
So she knows her stuff. I just put the link. It's coming up now to that video. Live stream is about an hour and 20 minutes. She did an awesome job explaining it. Call her. I'll put her contact information in the comment section. Reach out. And if you don't need it, maybe your spouse or brother-in-law, sister-in-law, family member, you want to get somebody that you can trust that knows this information. So definitely reach out to her. Thank you, Amber, for the donation and support. Definitely appreciate it. Hold on, wait a minute. Oh, I don't know why.
Holland's house.
It's not coming up, but thanks for, he or she didn't leave a comment. Thank you for that donation. Definitely, appreciate it. Right now, people, we're not going to get through all the questions. We got about 350 people watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Somebody let me know how many likes we got. So we're going to go through, and everyone that left the donation, we're going to finish out with their questions. I'll let you take this one, DJ. Thank you, Michael.
Okay. Hello, Dwayne. You and your team do great work. Thanks. Thank you for discussing facts instead of politics like some others do. 100% and happy.
There it is.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Okay. So now you're getting it from two former VA Raiders trained by the VA. Okay. That's very important that you understand that, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. And like we were just talking, I heard DJ typing, and he gave you an answer. I said, DJ, where'd you go? M21? See how quick we can find that information? Okay, and we could bag it up, just like Housewives of Atlanta on the family reunion. When they say they coming with receipts and they show their little cell phone, them text messages, that's what we doing. We coming with these receipts. All right, I'll let you take this one, DJ.
How long does an audit take when approved back pay?
Ooh.
Well, it just depends. Audits is a tricky thing, because some audits take a long time. It just depends. I've seen
Paperwork
an audit being done for a Vietnam veteran, and his pay, it was 300 and something thousand. So imagine what kind of auditing that auditing time that took. So
Yep.
just depends.
And hopefully that VSR, whoever did that, all they had excluded time. Because they production quota would have been shot.
Oh, they assigned some people just on that one.
Mm-hmm. All right, Stephen, thank you for the super sticker. Everybody that gave a donation tonight, we're going to answer your question. We got one more. Just, thank you. And we're doing something different with these donations. We take them, and I created a nonprofit in my grandmother's name, and we're trying to get some grants, and we move these funds over to that foundation. And what we're doing, we used to do, DJ helped us with we did the back to school. So we used the donations for that. DJ had coordinated with a high school, I think a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, over in St. Petersburg, Florida. We took some stuff over there. But under the foundation, what I want to do going forward, individuals that's going to college, getting the donations and grants, and we want to give a $5,000 gift box to seniors that are going to college. Maybe put a laptop in there, some other like toiletry items, just some other stuff to help them, families that are in need that maybe not able to afford it. Scholarships doesn't cover it. Pell Grant doesn't cover it. Give them a gift basket of, $5,000 worth of stuff in there. So when they get to college, they can not be stressed out about, hey, I need to get some soap or deodorant, or I don't have a laptop, I got a paper to do. Can put their mind at ease and concentrate on their studies. So even though I want that Dodge Charger Hellcat, I'm sorry, Brian, but that Charger just sound. Maybe the vet can blow the doors off, but it just the Chargers has got that sound. Now, Brian, you bring me up there and let me see that EV truck. It might be a different story. All right. P47W, thanks for the donation. Definitely appreciate it. Thanks for everyone that came on tonight. We definitely appreciate the support. Everybody put a number 4 in the comment, letting DJ know you're thanking him for blessing us with his presence. And definitely we got to get him back on the channel. Okay, we got to get him back on the channel at least every other month, something like that, to help us answer some of these questions. So DJ, I'll leave the final word to you. Give the veterans some good some of that good Raider information.
Well, first off, I'd like to say thank you for your service, because without you, there will be no us. And that goes for everyone. People don't understand the sacrifices. Dwayne mentioned a lot of those. Can you imagine not being there for your child's birth? Or can you imagine being right out of high school and you having to go to Afghanistan or Iraq in the heat of battle? Yeah, some people have to do that. Never been anywhere in their life, And one great thing about the military is it brings everyone together, the melting pot. And that is a beautiful thing for society. And for us not to get the just due and recognition, is atrocious. And I would like to say, first of all, thank you very much. And for all the people that have lost loved ones in the wars, thank you. And honored to help you, honored to have you listen to us, even give some of this information to you. And we try very hard to be right there in the middle, because we are we were VA employees, and we are veterans. So we see it from both sides, and we understand the frustration on both sides. And if I can give you anything, is to be an advocate for yourself. This book is so simple to understand. It's that way on purpose. It's that way on purpose because there's a lot of veterans that are older that are of the mindset that I didn't need any VA assistance when they got out. But now that they're older and have suffered for years, and I mean, these are our fathers, our grandmothers, our grandfathers, they are now looking for help. It's not like they're looking for a handout. They're not asking you to pay their rent. They are looking for what was promised to them. And so this book was written for them to understand, as well as these younger folks that are new in the military that only wanted to go in and do the 4 years or the 6-year term, which is what service is about. It's voluntary. So for these new people that come in and then get right out, they don't know what to expect. They don't understand the benefits that they have, because that exit time where they get to sit with a VA personnel, come and explain things, it's just an overview, right? It's an overview. So KMD 89 is giving you all of the expertise from both angles and giving it to you simplistically. So if I can leave you with one thing, be an advocate for yourself. If you don't have the money to purchase the book, the videos are free. So there's no excuse for you not to get the benefits that you deserve or that you or your loved one seeks. So be an advocate of yourself. Thank you for your service. Thank you guys for tuning in. And thank you, Dwayne, for being the catalyst for this movement. You know, it's 2024, about to be 2025, and this is an awakening. And I hope all the veterans that are tuning in, family members, be an advocate for yourself. That's politically as well as for these claims. Okay.
Yep. All right, DJ, and thank you for just coming out tonight, sharing your knowledge. And we got to do this again. I'm just going through looking at some of the likes and stuff. I'm at 249, 254. So okay, thanks everyone for all the likes. I got a lot of 4s in there. For DJ is the 1s for the book, 2 for subscription. I'm not subscription, but subscribe to the channel. So definitely our hearts go out to you. Again, like DJ said, if it weren't for you all, it wouldn't be any of us. If the training was done right, VA was doing what they're supposed to do, we wouldn't be here on YouTube. But unfortunately, we are, but we're happy to be here giving you all this information. So with that being said, good evening, good luck with your claims, everyone, and do us a huge favor. Do not give up on your claim. You serve, you deserve. Have a good one. Take care. Good night.